Okay, so I decided to get cute and come on here. Let me tell y'all about the story of my last job. So, if you look at my previous post, you'll know that I was in a domestic violence situation on and off. But I'm gonna say about 8 years. My last pregnancy, I was 25. I found out I was pregnant. Wasn't trying to get pregnant. I was really saving my last child for my husband that I knew that I wanted. But my baby daddy took that from me. He was like, it's our daughter's birthday. It was our daughter Cameron's birthday. So he was like, let's get a bottle. We can go take them to do this. I'm gonna get a room for us. You know, we can get 2 separate beds. Ain't gonna be no funny, nothing funny going on. So he got Patron. You know, Patron make you do something wrong. So yeah, some things happened and then I found out I was pregnant. So I wasn't gonna keep the baby. I was contemplating about keeping the child. I really was going to take the pill, you know. He was like, all right, I'll support you on that. And I was like, I went to the, you know how you go to those pregnancy clinics and then they had a Bible and they be talking to you and then they put God in it. So now I was like, I can't do it. I don't know if I can do it. I had an appointment scheduled for Friday, but then that Thursday night we talked and he was like, yeah, I want you to keep the baby. We're going to be a family. I'm going to do right by you this time. I'm going to love you. I'm going to take care of you and the kids. I'm going to make sure we straight. We good. Da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, for like, this, don't play with me. Like, this got to be for real. This got to be serious or whatever. So I ended up keeping the child. Time went on. I had found out he was talking to some other girl. She thought she was pregnant, but she wasn't. It was just drama. And then he was keeping my car, going to see other females. Then he ended up walking out on me as I was became homeless. It was like when I found out I was pregnant, everything went spiraling downhill. Like, I don't know, it's something about me getting pregnant with girls where I just can't work. I be sick, I be depressed, I don't want to do anything, I can't do nothing. I'm always hurting real bad. So I couldn't work. I had lost my apartment, I had lost my car, I had lost everything. And as I lost everything, he walked out and I let him go. Normally I would have fought, you know, to get him back, but I was just tired of everything. Every time he came around, my life went down a spiral and just everything just was fucked up every time. So I went through my pregnancy alone, went to my doctor's appointments alone. I had my baby. I had 4 C-sections. My last one was a C-section. I will never forget the day when, okay, so I was due December 1st. It was Halloween. And I had on this Miss Potato Head onesie. And I had took me and my kids to a church trunk or treat or whatever. So we walking around, so I'm big, and we walking around, and I started feeling real crampy or whatever, and I was hurting real bad and I couldn't breathe. And I was just in the car. When we was leaving, I was like so thirsty. I was in the car, I couldn't breathe, and I felt like I think I was having contractions. So I couldn't drive no more, and it was just me and my kids in the car, and I'm crying, and I'm hurting. I don't know what to do. So I called him. And she answers the phone. No. He didn't answer the phone. I ended up having to call her phone. So I called his girlfriend phone, and she's like, okay, well, I'll have him call you or whatever, like real dry or whatever. So I called my mom, and she's like, call the ambulance. I had the ambulance pull up. I'm crying. My kids are crying. I ended up going in the ambulance, and then my sister had to come get my car and my kids, and take them home. And I went to the hospital. And they had to cut my favorite onesie open, and he ended up coming to the hospital, whatever. He in a room with me. I'm talking about not once came and touched my stomach, not once held my hand, not once said anything, asking how me and the baby was, not even asking how was the baby. Like, fuck me, not even asking how the baby was. And he was just standing by the door, just talking about his girlfriend the whole time. And that was the craziest thing to me. So I ended up, they gave me some fluids. So when I was dehydrated, they gave me some fluids. I ended up going home. So then time went on. I had my baby shower. He didn't come to the baby shower. Didn't send a gift. I was just at a point where it's like, bro, should I even keep reaching out to you, telling you about anything that's going on with the baby? Because you're not here. You said you was going to be here and be present in the baby's life or whatever and be here for the baby. But he wasn't doing anything. Like, I'm talking about this man never gave me $1, a dime to even get no food. He never even, I didn't even have food stamps at the time I was homeless. I was struggling to get food stamps. And he didn't even care that we were sleeping on the air mattress on my mama's floor. Like, he didn't care about any of that. He wasn't helping at all. So time went on. I had a baby shower. I saved up my little Subway checks, and I had a nice baby shower. And time went on. It was time for me to get ready to have a baby. I end up it was like Thanksgiving Day. I was dancing and dancing. I was turned. Me and the baby was turned, and my water broke. So I was supposed to have my baby that upcoming Monday, but I ended up having my baby that Saturday night. So me and my mom rushed to the hospital, and time went on. Boom, we at the hospital. My mom was like, you should call him. I was like, call him for what? I don't want him around me. I'm finna have a C-section. I don't want nobody around me. You know, I'm talking about, I'm just leaking fluids, just talking. I don't want nobody around me who don't really care about my well-being, because getting a C-section is a surgery. It's not just pushing the baby out and that's it. It's a surgery. I'm risking my life more than pushing the baby out is. I'm getting my body cut open for a man who said he was gonna be here for a child who wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So she convinced me to have him come to the hospital. He came to the hospital, and he's just standing there, not concerned. I'm talking about I'm having contractions, this leaking out all this stuff out of me, and he's just sitting there talking about this girl. Just keep talking about this girl the whole time. He just kept saying, how long it's gonna be? I gotta leave. I gotta be to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just like, I don't know. Because it wasn't scheduled. Normally C-sections are scheduled. I was not on the schedule, so I had to sit there and wait, and they was trying to keep me as comfortable as possible. So I don't know. I'm sitting here hurting, and you ask me all these questions. I don't know. Ask them. Like, and then my mom, they end up leaving to go to Waffle House to get something to eat, because she hadn't eaten, and it was taking so long for them to take me to the back. I was supposed to have my baby like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know what time it was. All I know was my mama had left, and probably like 5-10 minutes later, they came in the room, was like, all right, time to go to the back. And I was so hurt, because I wanted my mom to be in the room with me. I wanted my mom to hold my hand. I wanted my mom to rub my forehead, to kiss my forehead, and tell me it was going to be okay. And I wanted my mom to be there to tell me everything was going to be okay. And I wanted her to be there, because I know she loved me. I didn't want nobody around me who don't care about me or the well-being of my child. So I'm sitting there. I'm on this operating table. It's cold. The lady, I'm having a baby with a lady who I don't even know. This wasn't even my doctor. So everything about the whole experience was just like scary to me. I've had 3 kids before this, but this one was so scary, because it's like, this is not my doctor. All my kids were born by the same doctor, but my mom was so drunk she couldn't even drive me to the hospital that I needed to go to. So I ended up having my baby at Piedmont Henry. And I'm in there. The only thing that got me through was Idris Elba, who is fine. The anesthesiologist was so fine, y'all. And he was like, it's gonna be okay. Just breathe through it. Just breathe through it. And he did my epidural or whatever. Okay, so he was there. He kind of helped calm me down or whatever. And you know, in the beginning, when you're having a C-section, you're in there alone. Basically, the whole time you're there alone until they get ready to pull the baby out, and then let the dad or whoever come in the room. So I'm sitting there. Every time I had a C-section, I always threw up. So I'm throwing up. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long? It's never taken this long before. What's wrong? What's wrong? So she finally was getting ready to pull the baby out. He's sitting there like, he's just sitting there. I'm sitting here trying to get him to hold my hand, and I'm shaking. And then he grabs my hand, and it's just like empty. Like it was just like empty. Like, what the fuck? So I took what I could get, you know. I'm holding his hand, and then he's like, man, what's taking so long for me to go see what's going on? So he left me or whatever over there, and so they finally pulled the baby out. He goes over there, and he's like, oh, she looks just like Cameron. My child, Cameron, looks more like him than all the other ones. So all my kids always come out looking like him anyway. So he went to go see, you know, her. He was like, well, I can't be here much longer. I got to go to work. And so he left. He seen the baby, and he left. And I was just in the room, just sitting there, trying to figure out what's going on. Why is it taking so long? I could not breathe. And I tell you, I could not breathe. I could not breathe at all. They was like, give her some oxygen. Girl, this comment right here, you might be on something. Okay, so let me tell y'all. Basically, I was in college when this happened. So this happened a while ago. So I was in college, and I used to be traveling from Atlanta to 2 hours out of town to go visit my boyfriend at the time. So normally when I go down there, he be all over me. He be ready to bust it open or whatever. So this particular time, he wasn't really on me like that. He was like, you know, he was kissing me or whatever, but when we was kissing, normally it'll lead to something else, but he was just like, nah, I just want to cuddle with you, da, da, da. He ain't even that type of dude. So I knew something was up. So I'm just like, okay, that's fine or whatever. So we went to sleep. He fell asleep first when I was finna go to sleep, but I had woke up because I heard like like a little crunchy type noise. So I'm looking, and I'm talking about he's scratching the hell out of that thing. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, babe, you all right? I tapped him. You all right? He like, yeah, I'm good. Why? What's up? And I was like, because you're scratching. He was like, anybody scratching shit, man, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I went back to sleep. And then, but before I went to sleep, like I was trying to go to sleep, but I couldn't go to sleep. So him just told me like, pick up under them covers real quick. So I picked up under them covers real quick, and I seen what I seen. There was a little rawness on the shaft. So I'm like, okay. I don't know. I didn't know. I'm not no doctor or nothing, so I didn't know what the fuck. I ain't knowing what that was. So I was just like, whatever. So then the next morning, I'm like, shoot. I came down. I drove 2 hours, you know, to get some yeah, and I was trying to get some yeah. We could have used condom or whatever. But he still wasn't trying to do nothing with me. He was like, no, I got to get ready for work, so whatever. So he went to the bathroom. I'm gonna go take a shower. So when he went to take the shower, I'm looking at the phone looking at me, and I'm looking at it, and it's looking at me. And it was like, go through me, and I was like, okay, cool. So I went through the phone because I knew the password. I ain't never went through it before, but I just told me to go through it, so I went through it. And when I looked in there, I seen some heart emojis in the message. So I go to that particular message, and the girl was like, did you pull out? That's all I needed to see. I didn't read no more or whatever, so I don't know how long the shit was going on, but I know he was messing around with this girl. So I took a picture of the, I screenshotted it in his phone so he could see that I seen it in his camera roll, but I don't know if he looked or not. But I know I took a picture of it on my phone or whatever, and I just put the phone back real quick because he was coming out. He took a shower real fast. So then he went to work, and then when he got off, we continued our little weekend together. We still didn't do nothing. He was acting a little funny or whatever. So I was just like, whatever. I woke up the next Sunday morning, and I went back home. So some just told me to go to the doctor on that Tuesday. So I went to the doctor, and I got my results back on the Friday before I went back down there. So it said I had that. So I went down there, and I was like, bruh, I need to talk to you. So he was like, what's up? So I put him to the side, and I'm like, so I got I had went to the doctor, and I got my results back, and it's, y'all been asking for this part 2 all day. I got y'all, but I need y'all to go ahead and do me a favor. Hit the follow button. Follow me right now, or I'm not going to talk at all. We're going to be sitting here looking at each other. Hit the follow button. All right, cool. Okay, so I gets down there, and I'm talking about my eyes are puffy. I'm crying. I had pulled myself together a little bit before I went inside, so he wouldn't know that I had been crying. And he greeted me at the door, y'all. I'm talking about he kissing me on my neck, hugging me, grabbing my y'all, that stuff, like being real sweet, like what I know him to be. But he wasn't, like the weekend before, he literally was not acting like this at all. So it was like he was just, I don't know, he was acting like my boo. He was acting like my baby, my husband or whatever. So then I'll come inside, whatever. We talking, whatever. He grabbing on me, and I'm like, babe, stop. I gotta talk to you about something. So he like, what's up? So I tell him, I went to the doctor, and he's like, you pregnant? And I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant. I got my STD results. I went and got tested. He was like, you got your STD results? And I'm like, yeah. And they say I got the clap. So he's like, I don't like saying the word, so I just say the clap. It sounds a little better. So he was like, what you mean you got the clap? And I was like, yeah, they say I got the clap. He's like, he's looking like hearing information that he already know. That's the type of look he was giving me. And he was like, what the fuck you mean you got the clap? But he always cuss when he talks, so it wasn't like a mad type thing. So I'm just like, yeah, they saying I got the clap. And like, I don't even know how I could have got this, except unless it was from, it had to be from you, because you're all I'm messing with or whatever. So like, and I just went and got tested 3 months ago, and I didn't have nothing then. So between 3 months and now, who are you messing with? How long have you had, like, you've been, like, how long you been messing with this girl? Like, why y'all not using condoms? Because he's like, I ain't messing with nobody. I ain't messing with nobody. What the fuck you mean? I ain't, like, what the fuck you mean? That had to be you. You had to be, you got to be up there in Atlanta fucking around. You hoeing. You up there being a hoe, da, 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 da. And I'm like, no, ain't nothing like that. You all I know. Stop playing with me. So it's like, you sitting here going in on me, but I literally, like, I don't have no reason to lie to you. I'm not fucking with nobody but you. Like, I literally drive 2 hours every weekend. You never come to see me. You never come up there to see me. I'm always coming down here. All I do is go to work, go to school, and come down here every weekend. You give me gas sometimes, but you barely be giving me, like, what the fuck, like, what you mean? So I'm like, but that's like you trying to flip this shit on me. But literally, I seen pictures and I got a screenshot in my phone. Like, I had the whole screenshot right here. So I pulled up the screenshot of the message showing where the girl said, "Did you pull out?" And how long you been messing with this girl? How long you been messing with? I named the girl name, but I'm not gonna drop her name in this video because then people will know who I'm talking about, and I'm not, whatever. But anywho, I'm like, how long you been messing with this girl? Clearly she lived down here because there's a picture of the girl, her name saved in the phone. The name is saved in the phone. It ain't no phone number. The name is saved in the phone. So clearly you got some feelings for this girl. So how long have you been messing with this girl? And why are you not using a condom? And then you messing with me, and then you didn't want to have sex with me for like the past 2 weeks. Like, so what are you doing? Like, what's going on? And then he was like, man, ain't nobody fuck with y'all. You gotta be out there, da, 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 da. So he's going in on me. He called me all kinds of bitches. So I just left. I got in my car. He was like, nah, you trying to leave this shit, your phone. Let me see your phone. So he pulls my arm, and I'm like, get the off me. So he pulls my arm, and he grabs my phone, and he starts going through my phone and stuff. He finds nothing in my phone because literally I don't have no reason to lie to y'all or him. I was not cheating on him. I'm talking about he going through social media. He going through my text message. He going through my call out. He going through every little thing. Like, there's nothing to be found because I literally go to work, go to school, come home, and then come down there, go down, drive 2 hours to go see him because that was my baby, y'all. That was my love. So the fact that he was doing all that, calling me all them names and stuff, I was like, you know what, get my phone because you got me messed up. If you want to mess with that girl, go be with that girl. I don't have time for this. So I left, and I'm driving in my car, and I go to the gas station, and I go get me a thirst buster real quick. I go get me a thirst buster, and then as I get the thirst buster, I'm sitting in my car drinking whatever. And I'm sitting here like, down and drove 2 hours down here. What the fuck I'm finna do? So he pulls up. He's like, man, I ain't got nothing. I can pull up my chart right now. I can pull my shit up right now. So he pulls up his my chart, and it say, his shit negative. So I'm sitting there like, so where did I get this from? Because I'm not messing with nobody. I'm talking about when I tell y'all I could pull every eyelash I had on that day. Because I was like trying to really figure out how the hell did I have the clap and yours is negative, but you're all messing with. He's like, man, you do work fast food. You probably got it from that tissue you wipe with at work. You ain't no telling. You be sitting on the toilet seat. I was like, I mean, I did put some tissue. I'm sitting here trying to figure the shit. I'm like, I did put some tissue down, and maybe it moved or something. Maybe somebody pee hit my. I don't know. Y'all got me over here weak. Y'all got me running down memory lane. I love y'all so much. I just want y'all to know that I really love y'all. Okay, so look. So we was at the gas station. He's showing me his chart or whatever. And I'm just like, and he's trying to convince me that I got the shit from work I worked at Crystal's Fast Food. So he's trying to convince me that I caught it from tissue, maybe sitting on the toilet seat. He really had me damn thinking, and I'm young and delusional and dumb or whatever. So I'm just like, maybe, but he hit me with but I mean, I wouldn't even be worried about that shit, 'cause all you gotta do is take the pills. He kept on saying, don't even worry about that. All you gotta do is take the pills. And I'm just like, he being real supportive. So I'm like, oh, okay, well. And I was like, are you gonna stop messing with this girl? He was like, nah, yeah, stop fucking with her. Yeah, stop messing with the girl. You ain't gotta worry about that. I'm deleting her number on my phone and everything. I block her right now, whatever. I didn't believe he was like saying that he was gonna stop messing with the girl, and he wasn't gonna cheat on me no more and all this stuff, but he only wanted me and I'm his main. And he kept calling me his main, and I'm thinking that meant something, but whole time that really mean I'm the main one he gonna be messing with, but he gonna mess with some other girls. But back then I didn't know. So then I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, I mean, I was telling him like, I don't know or whatever. He was like, man, I know you want to go back all the way back home. You just drove 2 hours down here, whatever. I was like, you can get my gas money. I can go home now or whatever, because you really got me messed up. You done cussed me out and all types of stuff. You know, grab my arm all hard. My freaking arm hurts or whatever. So then he was like, man, I'm sorry, whatever. I won't do it no more. And I end up, he was like, I slept on the couch, whatever. So I ended up going back to his house. I slept in his bed. He slept on the couch, and he was being all sweet to me. He slept on the couch, and I slept in the bed. He came in there. He had bought me some food, and then the next day I slept on that shit, and I was like, it just wasn't sitting right with me. I had broke up. I was like, I really can't do this no more, whatever. I don't really want to be with you. I'm not gonna keep coming down here. And then I don't trust you. Like, I don't know when I go back home, you ain't gonna be calling this girl. She clean now, right? She clean now, so ain't no telling what you finna be doing with her. And I was just like, I'm not finna deal with you no more. So the next morning I got up. I got up about 12 o'clock, I want to say. And I had got up and I left and I went home. So then I done went home or whatever. A couple of days went by. He ain't called me. He ain't text me. He ain't do nothing. But I had blocked his number too on the third day because I didn't hear from him. So I blocked his number. So then I guess he tried to reach out to me, but his number was blocked. So he had sent me an email. And I was looking for another job at the time. So I'm checking my email or whatever. And he was like, so he sent me an email saying that he was going to be in Atlanta on Friday. And I was like, okay, ... And then he emailed me back. He was like, can I see you? I want to take you out. I apologize for everything. I miss you. I love you. All this stuff. So me being me, my heart said, go see that man. So I said, all right. So I went to go see him. And then he took me to Applebee's, y'all. He took me to Applebee's, and he asked me to be his girlfriend again. It was a nice little date, and I had to took all my little pills or whatever. And I think I had 2 left. But y'all, listen, he had got a room, and we spent the night with each other. So we got the room, and we did the nasty. I know what we're supposed to be doing nasty. I had 2 pills left, but I still did nasty. We used protection, and then we was back together. He went back down there or whatever, and then y'all know I went to go see him that following weekend, and then like I want to say like shortly after I found out. Okay, I'm sorry we taking so long to post these videos, but I do work and I'm a single mom. But okay, so before I get started, I just want to say thank y'all for getting me to 70K. And also a quick disclaimer, I'm sharing my stories. I'm not telling my business because I'm not currently going through these situations. I'm telling my stories because I feel that it'll help somebody, because I was not taught. I was learning as I went. I went through a lot. So and to see where I am today, it's like amazing to me. I've gone through therapy, I've healed, I've prospered, I've flourished, I've grown, I've healed, and I'm super, super happy and at peace right now. So it's like I feel like my stories will help somebody, because it's easy to pinpoint, you know, what somebody else's flaws are or how dumb their situation was when it's them, but you could be going through the same thing. Like, it's easy to listen to somebody else's situation and you be like, dang, I'm going through something similar. That sounds crazy. She don't deserve that. And then you sit there and think, I don't deserve that. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help. I'm not here just telling what I got going on. None of the stuff that I'm telling y'all I'm currently going through, and I would never do it again. If I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have went through it then. So, and I probably wouldn't be the person that I am. So my point is basically, you know, everything molds us into great people. You just have to be willing to learn and receive those lessons and grow from it. So on that note, let me tell y'all what I found out. That's just for the people in the back who need to take a seat, okay? But anywho, let me tell y'all what I found out. So basically, shortly after that, y'all, I found out I was pregnant. So with me being in a situation that I was in, where I was not staying at my dad, I had my clothes in my dad's house, but I was staying at my sister's house because I was sneaking going down there, even though I was out of school out of high school or whatever, but I was in cosmetology school. I didn't even tell my parents I dropped out of school. I didn't tell my parents I quit my job. I didn't tell them anything. I was just going back and forth. And when I found out I was pregnant, we just agreed that I would just stay down there. So y'all, let me tell y'all this. When I first went down there, I was not seeing like none of his family. I didn't meet nobody. I didn't see nobody. But when we decided that I was gonna stay, I met his mom, I met his auntie, and I met everybody that lived. I met everybody in the house. I met his mom, his auntie. I was like, Dad, how long your auntie been staying here? He was like, they've been staying here for like 7 years now or whatever. Mind you, they're sleeping in the same bed. So, and they both dressed like, you know, like studs. So I'm minding my business. That ain't my concern. I'm just like, oh, okay. And then her 2 daughters lived there. His sister lived there. It was just a house full. And then I joined in. And his room was like on another side of the house. So it was like the side that I was on, I've never seen anybody because it was just isolated from the rest of the house. Anyways, so one day I met his little brother. So I meet his little brother. I'm like, damn, your little brother. I was like, who baby that is? He was like, yeah, this my little brother. So I'm like, dang, y'all look just alike. Y'all got the same mama and daddy? He was like, no, we don't. I was like, oh, he look like just like you. That's crazy. What's his name? So his name was basically my boyfriend name, but it had like an extra little accent on the beginning of the name. Like I'm gonna just name a random name. I'm not gonna say the boy name. Like if my boyfriend name was Brian, his name was Lil Brian with the same last name. So I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cute, whatever. So I'm out of my business. Time goes on. I'm at the house cleaning up while he at work. It was dirty in there. So I'm like, I'm gonna just clean up, make my man feel good when he come home, whatever. I'm gonna clean up. So I'm cleaning, and I'm looking, I see a paternity affidavit. And it say my boyfriend name, and it say the little brother name. I'm sitting there, I'm holding my, I'm pregnant. I'm like, my heart is like, I'm talking about, I'm shattered, I'm crying. I'm like, why this man lied to me? He told me that's his little brother. So I'm like, how do I even bring this up? Because I was low-key, I wasn't rambling. I stumbled across it. It was up there, but it was like, I was just trying to be helpful. So he gets home and I'm like, babe, can we talk? He was like, what's up? Why you clean my room? I was like, yeah, I thought I would be helpful or whatever. And I hope you ain't throw my stuff away. And I'm like, no, I didn't throw it away. I put it right there. And then I was like, why is there a paternity affidavit in your room? He like, what you mean? I said, it say your little brother, it say your brother name, and it have your name on it as the father. And then it have your auntie, cousin name as the mother. So you and your cousin, hold on, you and your mama's sister, cousin. Wait, you and your auntie, cousin made a baby? Y'all had a baby? Ain't that incest? He was like, nah, that ain't even, nah, it ain't even nothing, nah, it wasn't even, nah, that ain't nothing, it wasn't even, nah, that wasn't even, nah, it ain't even nothing like that. My mama, she wanted to give the baby away, so my mama said for me to sign the birth certificate so she can keep the baby, because she was finna just give the baby away, because his eye came out, a certain time. Y'all, I'm sitting there and I'm just like thinking, what the fuck kind of shit this is? What the fuck kind of shit this is? Like, how does that sound? I'm sitting there trying to figure out, like, what the kind of... This boy looked I'm talking about, he looked just like both of these 2 people. Did you not? To this day, I don't know. Yo, oh my God. So I'll wait until his mama, I'm like, I'm gonna talk to your mama about it, because what? So I talked to his mama. Okay, so when his mama got home, I'm like, Miss such and such, is is your son his son? Because I seen a paternity affidavit and he signed his name on it. She was like, no, no, no. I made him do that because I wanted to keep the baby, and it was just easier instead of going through the whole adoption thing. I wanted to keep the baby, so we just did it like that in order to, prevent going through all the paperwork and doing all the adoption and all that stuff. But that's my child. I got full guardianship over him, and that's my child. His name just on the birth certificate. So I'm like, okay. But let me tell y'all this. So shortly after or whatever, it was some fishy stuff going on. So I basically signs of cheating again with a girl who he said was his best friend, and I ain't have to worry about. But I went through the messages and I seen what I seen. It was basically like, it was good seeing you, whatever, something like that, and it just seemed like he was cheating or whatever. So amongst me going through his text messages, I went through his messenger, and a lot of people was like, how your son doing? How your son doing? How your son doing? So he's telling people that that's his son. Everybody is referring to this child as if it's his son, but you and your mama telling me that it's not your son. And then time goes on, with me, he's cheating. Every time I find out about one girl, ended up being another one. Then he was working at a chicken plant, and you know how them people in the chicken plant be. So yeah, I found out about some other girls because he was working at a chicken plant, and he was talking to all these girls. He was getting people number at the job and all this stuff, acting real single or whatever. And then he was disappearing days at a time while I'm staying at your mama's house. And I'm helping his mama or whatever. I'm like giving rides to little boys because she had a team that she was coaching. So I was helping giving rides and stuff like that. So I'm assisting where I need to assist because I'm staying there rent free or whatever. And basically she's taking care of me, and he, feeding me and stuff like that. And she was going with me to my doctor's appointments, and basically she was my baby daddy. She was my baby daddy. He was just there. I don't know, but he was like, it was like behind closed doors. He was my man, but out in public, we wasn't together basically. So on some real Christian rocks. So fast forward, it was a lot of him cheating. It was a lot of him not coming home. It was a lot of him going out while I'm just in the room pregnant. I'm just there pregnant alone basically. And then one of his friends, his homeboys was like kicking it with me or whatever. And then his homeboys' girlfriends, we was cool and stuff like that. So I had company, but it was just like he was doing him, and I was, in that room, minding my business. And then I started going to school down there so I could occupy my time and do something. So I started going to school. His uncle was like, you can't just be, staying here without doing nothing. What you gonna do? You gonna get a job or you gonna go to school? I was like, I go to school. So I went to school. And what happened? So we had it was one day we had she had a game, and I'm at the game. I ain't seen his butt in two days. He went to work one day, never came back home. He was gone. Like, it was 2 days. He ain't answering his phone. He not texting me back. He not responding to nothing. And I'm at the game. I'm talking about, I was crying. I was hurt. I didn't know what I did wrong. Like, it was like, 1 minute we was cool. He was telling me he wasn't cheating on me. He wasn't gonna do it no more. He loved me. He don't want me to go. He want me to stay there. And I'm sitting here, I'm listening to it and I'm falling for it. And then I'm like, I'm at the game and he calls me. So I step outside. He calls me. And I'm like, where are you at? Where you been? Like, why are you not coming? He was just like, I had to clear my head. I just had to clear my head. I just had to clear my head. Okay, so he I was like, well, I'm finna leave. I'm finna go back home. Since you act like you don't want me, I'm gonna leave or whatever. He was like, alright. So I was like, after this practice, after this game, I'm just gonna go pack my stuff and I'm gonna leave. So I get there and I waited to see if he was even gonna try to attempt to, like, you know, get me back or prevent me from leaving. So he didn't. So I had called home, nobody answered or whatever. So I really didn't have nowhere to go. I felt I didn't have nowhere to go. I would say that. I felt so alone, y'all. So I ended up just staying because I really didn't have nowhere to go. So I told him, I'm like, look, I don't have nowhere to go. I ain't gonna really do whatever. He was like, I don't want you to leave anyway. I want you to be here with me. I'm not gonna do it no more. I ain't gonna cheat on you no more. You just need to stop going through my phone because I'm only doing this because you're going through my phone. I'm only doing this because you're going through my phone. And I'm like, okay, well, I won't go through your phone. Like, I'm here so you can clearly see that I'm not cheating on you. So why are you doing this to me? Like, what is it? I'm pregnant with your child. Like, what is it? So he was like, no, I just, you know, I was trying to get myself together. I'm just trying to get myself together, but I want us to be good. I want us to be good, whatever. So time went on. I didn't see no signs of him cheating no more, but I found the gold wrappers, but it was like a closed pack. He said that was his homeboys. So I fell for it. And shortly after that, I started back seeing messages and stuff. So I said, bet, I'm gonna show him how this feels. So I was like, bet. So I hopped on Messenger and answered the DMs. I started answering the DM. So I'm talking to this one dude or whatever, just to have a little thread so he can see how this mess feels. I want you to see how it feels to see that somebody you supposedly love so much is like, how it feels for them to be giving that attention to somebody else and not even giving you no attention. So I'm talking to the dude over there. I'm like, I'm gonna come over there this weekend because I was seeing messages like that. I'm gonna come over there at such and such time. So I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna come up there and I'll come see you. Da 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 da. And then I told him, I was like, I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I ain't tell him who house I was going over. I ain't say nothing. I just said that. And then I was like far further in my pregnancy. I was like 30 weeks at this time. So he went through my phone. This question, I really wouldn't reveal this until later on in the story because I did not find out until later on in the story. But since I love y'all so much, I'm going to tell y'all. So the mama's sister who was living with them for 7 years, sleeping in the same bed, think about it. Would people really do that? Would you sleep in your sister's bed for 7 years? No, you wouldn't. That was her girlfriend, y'all. I didn't find that out until, God rest her soul, till after she passed away. I found this out at the funeral. So the cousin really wasn't a cousin. It was on some, we real close, we grew up with each other, we, you know, cousin. On some, we grew up with each other, we cousins type thing. But let me tell y'all this. Anytime I was around them two together, it was a weird vibe. It was like they wouldn't speak to each other. She never spoke to me. If I seen them two together and then I walked in the room, they would be talking, but when I come in, they wouldn't talk. But if it was me and him and she come in, they not making eye contact. They not saying anything to each other. They not doing anything. You know how sneaky links move. You know how side pieces move. You know how exes move when another person with somebody else or somebody you don't fool with. Y'all know how it is. I know y'all know how it is. You can tell when you can tell. The same way y'all watch certain shows on Netflix and they have like a weird ending and you never really got all the answers that you were looking for, and you thought that you knew something, but you really don't know for sure, but you think you're right. Same thing. It's still an unsolved mystery. So to this day, I don't know, y'all. But honestly, I don't care because it's not my concern. It's not my man, so I don't really give a fuck. I don't care. It's none of my concern anymore. And then what the song said. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Honestly, I don't know. That's why I didn't really go too deep into it. Because I don't know, but that baby look like him. Like, to this day. Well, I don't know. I ain't seen him in a long time. But the last time I seen him, just like him. Just like him. Y'all. Okay, so he grabs my phone. And he starts to go through my phone. So when he grabbed my phone, I grab his phone. And I go straight to Facebook, y'all. So I'm on Facebook. I'm looking. Why come he on there talking to the same girl from the chicken plant? He kept telling me not to worry about this one particular girl from the chicken plant. Mind you, she got a child of her own with somebody else. And she's not, I'm talking about busted and dang gone disgusted. Country. Look like, don't look nothing like me, but look like the bottom of my daggone foot when I need a pedicure type thing. And so I'm looking at this, and then he sees the messages to the boy that I sent. Mind you, I had only been talking to the dude for 2 days. He been talking to this girl for a couple months now, okay? He told me not to worry about this girl. He ain't talking to her no more, all this stuff. And then he starts going in on me. He going in on me, and I'm talking about, let me paint the picture for y'all. Me and him sitting on the bed. His homeboy sitting on this side on the chair, and the other one sitting on the floor or something, like, you know, on my side. And they was supposed to be in there playing the game, and me and him was in the room on the bed type thing. So me and him going at it, we going back and forth, and I'm talking about he dogging me and calling me all the B's and H's and all this stuff, and going in on me. And I'm like, I only did what I did because you doing this. He's like, no, I'm only doing this because you been talking to this man. You been talking to this. You deleted all the other messages. You deleted all the other messages. And I literally did not delete no messages. I'm big as I don't know what. Barely could daggone breathe. You think I got time or want to be dealing with somebody? He was cheating on me because I was not doing nothing with him. You know, when you deep in your pregnancy and you feel unwanted and unloved and all that stuff, you don't be, I wasn't really wanting to do anything at that time, but he was doing what he was cheating on me anyway. I wasn't trying to do that. The last time I did something to him, the last time I had did something with him, I felt he had gave me something, and I went and got checked, but he didn't give me anything. It was just my body letting me know that he was messing with somebody else. But anywho, like I was saying, he going in on me all in front of these people. So as he's going in on me, I'm like, you know what? Give me my phone. So as I grabbed my phone, I hit him right here, but I was just trying to grab the phone. But the way I grabbed it, I hit him, you know what I'm saying? But I was not trying to. So when I did that, he pushed me off the bed. So mind y'all, I had on a maxi dress that was strapless. I get up, it was Jerry Springer. The girls are out. The girls are out, okay? So everybody looking at me, they like, oh, and I'm mad. It's like it was egging this situation worse than what it was supposed to be. So they, oh, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm like, he not gonna be, he not, you know, I ain't have no sleeves or nothing, but for real, low key, I was like, nah, he not about to be doing this to me. So I'm trying to fight or whatever. And he's stronger than me, so he jacking me up and all this stuff, and he hitting me, and I'm trying to hit him and all this stuff. I'm windmilling, y'all. I can't fight, get my butt handed to me. So his mama come in, y'all need to calm down, y'all don't need to be, you don't need to be hitting that girl. You don't need to be hitting that girl. She put her hands on me first, and you don't need to be hitting that girl. She pregnant with your child. Da, 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 da. So then he like, you taking off for that H, you taking off for the H, put her out. She was like, you need to get the H out my house. He was like, you gonna put me out? So then I get behind her, and he reaches to, I guess, try to hit me, but I kid you not, he knocked his mama mouth. He knocked the damn tooth out of her mouth, y'all. And then I'm like, oh my God. So I'm crying and stuff, and I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, he just hit his mama in the mouth. He put his hands on me, and all this. I didn't mean to hit him, but he put his hands on me. You know, I'm crying to my daddy, whatever. And my baby daddy, he like, I shoot your daddy, blah, blah, blah. He's saying all this stuff that he would do to my dad, and him and my dad going back and forth at it. And my dad was like, what's the address? I can't come get you right now, but what's the address? So I tell my dad the address, so he sends the police to the house. So when the police came, they asking me what happened. I'm scared to talk or whatever, so I step outside and I tell them. And then I was like, then when I see his mama, she walk up. I'm like, and he hit his mama in the mouth. She over there. Oh, he didn't hit me. He didn't hit me. I said he knocked her tooth out of her mouth. Look at her tooth. And the officer like, ma'am, did he knock your tooth out? She like, oh, he knocked my tooth out. I got a bad cap. like, yeah, it's just a bad couch. It's just a bad couch. And I'm looking at her. He did punch her tooth out. Her tooth out. Look at the tissue. There's blood on the tissue. And then the police like, ma'am, there's blood on the tissue. Are you sure he didn't hit you? It's just a bad couch. I went to the dentist yesterday and the couch just can't move. The couch just can't move. And I'm looking, I'm like, can y'all please just help me pack my stuff and leave so I can leave? I just want to leave. She's like, you ain't gotta go nowhere. You ain't gotta go nowhere. I'm putting him out. He can leave. And I'm like, no, he can stay. I want to go home. I'm going back to my daddy house. I want to leave. So he's sitting there, you gonna put me out, you gonna choose this H over me, you gonna choose this H over me. And she's like, you can get the H out of my house. You can get the H out of my house. You put your hands on women. You can put your hands on women. You can get the H out. Crying, trying to get my stuff or whatever. And then I'm packing. He just standing there looking at me all crazy. He watching me. I'm talking about he following me as I go outside, follow me back in, follow me as I go outside, follow me back in, walking up to my car, walking away from my car. I'm talking about just follow me real hostile. Like he wanted to do some stuff to me, y'all. So I'm putting my stuff in my car. I'm like, you can help me. He like, I ain't helping you do shit. I ain't helping you do shit. You asked for all this. You put all this on yourself. I ain't helping you do nothing. You need to stop messing with folks' stuff. You need to stop going to folks' stuff and all them. And I'm like, I wouldn't have to if you weren't cheating. If you wasn't cheating on me. So I'm putting my stuff in the car or whatever. I go back in. I go to the bathroom and I come back out because I'm finna leave. Well, I go to my driver door and my tire flat. Back in the house, I'm crying. I'm asking his uncle to help put a donut on my tire or whatever. So he put a donut on my tire. When I tell y'all, I drove that donut 2 hours. I drove that donut 2 hours to my daddy's house. And then my dad was just like, don't go over a certain amount of speed, a certain speed limit or whatever. But I should be able to make it up or whatever. And then he'll take me to go get a tire the next day. So that's what I did. And then when I was on my way up there, I'm talking about he blowing my phone up. I was not answering the phone. And then he gonna text me around like, I made it up there safe, y'all, whatever. But he had texted me at like 12 o'clock talking about something, it's urgent, please call me. I didn't ever call him. I called him the next day though. So I called him the next day. And I'm like, what you want? He like, man, I don't even understand why you gotta be doing all that. You be doing too much, going in on me. I'm talking about he cussing me out. So I hung up the phone and I blocked his number. He emailed me. He like blocked me. And I'm like, no, because you're not gonna be cussing me out. So then he was like, I'm gonna be nice this time or whatever. So then I called him, y'all. He did the same thing. So I hung up. He emailed me back again. And he's like, I'm sorry. It ain't gonna be like that. I ain't mean to get mad or whatever. So then I called him back and I'm like, what do you want? He's like, man, I want you. I ain't gonna be messing with you girls. You ain't even have to leave. I don't even know why you went up there. Why you be doing too much. Like, if you just stop going through my phone, we won't be having all these problems. And I'm like, he like, and you don't even gotta be talking to nobody. I don't even know why you feel like you need to even talk to somebody. You ain't gotta be doing all that. All you gotta do is just be here. I just need you to hold me down. I just need you to hold me down. I'm gonna take care of you and the baby. Da 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 da. And I'm like, but you're putting your hands on me. Like, you put your hands on me. You pushed me off the bed. You could have hurt my baby. He ain't hear back from me for a while, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. He ain't hear back from me for a while. He kept emailing me. I wasn't responding. When he emailed me about the child, I was like, we good or whatever. She's fine. She's kicking or whatever. And I was like, I found a doctor. I'm going on such date. So I went on that date and they did like a little, they listened to the baby and all this stuff. And then, I kid you not, shortly after that appointment, I started having I was having contractions and my back was hurting real bad. So my stepmom took me to the hospital. So I let him know what went on. And then he was checking on me, y'all. When I tell you he was such a good dad, y'all. He was such a good dad. Like, he literally was checking on me. I let him know I had to walk around. When I went in, I was 3.5 centimeters dilated. Yeah, I was 3.5 centimeters dilated. So they was like, you can walk around for an hour, and if you dilate to 4, then we'll get you admitted or whatever. So I'm walking, and then I let him know to call me back in an hour or whatever, because I found out if I'm getting admitted or not. So he did. He called me back literally in an hour. So I let him know that they was gonna check me, and I let him know something soon. So they took forever to check me. It took like an hour, 30 minutes to check me or something like that. I knew it took a long time. So I was getting admitted. They admitted me. I was 4 centimeters, and I let him know. So he was like, when I get off work, I'm gonna be on my way to you, whatever. So then he let me know he was like 30 minutes away. My stepmom was like, all right, I'm gonna leave when he come in or whatever. So then he came in, and then he greeted her. He was being all nice. Hey, how you doing, ma'am? All this stuff. And then I'm in the hospital. I'm laying in the bed, whatever. He come in. He came and gave me a hug, and then he sat down. And he was like, how you feeling? I'm like, I feel all right or whatever. So we just sitting there. He was like, man, I miss you. And I was like, oh, you do? He was like, yeah, I miss you. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, dang, you don't miss me? And I said, yeah, I do. And then he just making small talk with me, trying to figure out a way. You know how they do. Anywho, long story short, I was in the hospital. They wouldn't let me eat no food. I was hungry. They said I couldn't eat nothing. I was on a liquid diet. I had to drink my food and drink my juice. Like, what? And everybody coming to visit me. They got their little church's chicken or whatever, because I was having my baby at it was called the Cab Medical Center at the time. So I had my baby at the Cab Medical Center, and they get bringing in churches and all that stuff. And I'm looking at my phone trying to figure out how I can dilate some more so I can get this baby up out of me, because I was hungry. They was like, you 34. I was 34 weeks in a couple days or whatever. I think I was 34. I know I had my baby at 34 weeks and 2 days or something like that. So I was 34 weeks probably, and or 34 weeks and 1, I think. So then what had happened was, I seen something talking about if you make it, and then inside, you can dilate. So we did up in that hospital, baby, when I tell y'all. So when we did, he was like, for real, you want to do this for real? Alright, so then we did, y'all. And then after that, he wanted to be with me again. So I was like, okay, yeah, we'll see. You working your way back in or whatever. So the next day, y'all, they checked me. I dilated to 5 centimeters, y'all. And then they gave me the Pitocin. And then my baby heart rate was going down. So then they came in, rushing in the room. Was like, we gotta rush you to emergency C-section. The baby heart rate going down. Baby heart rate's been gone off the monitor for 3 minutes or whatever. I'm like, 3 minutes? So they rushed me to do emergency C-section or whatever. So I never even got a chance to push the baby out or even try. So then what happened? So I had the C-section, whatever. He was there. He was holding my hand, touching my forehead, telling me it was gonna be okay, making sure I was good. My heart rate was going down. He was so worried, y'all. And I had the baby. She was so freaking cute. He was so happy. She came out looking like him a little bit. And then I had a C-section, like I said, so I wasn't able to be moving around and all that stuff. When I say he was helping me, he helped me out the bed. He helped change my bloody pads. He made sure, if I needed help sitting up and all that stuff, he was helping me. He was holding, he was being such a good, supportive father, y'all. So I was like, yeah, you can be my man again. So then we became back together. We'll be a little happy family. We was good, y'all. So we was good. We went and stayed at my mama's house after the baby, and then we went back to his home where he was from. 2 hours away. We went out of town back to his mama's house, y'all. When we get back to his mama's house, he had just got a new phone. So he used to always take both of his phones with him, but he had left one. He left his old phone on the bed. Me and baby laying in the bed, we minding our little business. The phone was looking at us, and I was trying not to go through it, but he didn't know he left it. It made a noise. So I looked, and it's the same daggone girl. So I'm reading the messages, y'all. He was texting her while we was at the hospital. He was texting her while he was on the way up to the hospital. I'm talking about, he always just keep talking to the same girl, always. So it became an issue. And I'm just like, what the, like, I'm just like, what is it? Like, why do you keep doing this? Like, why do you keep talking to this girl? Like, if you want to be with this girl, go be with this girl. Like, what is it? So he come home. Yeah, I bring it up. Yeah, I talk to him. Yeah, we going at it. I'm talking about I'm hurting and everything. Like, I was able to like walk around. I stayed in my mama. We stayed in my mama's house for like 2 weeks, y'all. He went there. He kept going back and forth or whatever, and I was staying at my mama's house. So I stayed up there for 2 weeks. I was able to heal to the point where I could walk around. And y'all, when I tell y'all, I'm still hurting a little bit, but I'm able to move around. I felt a lot better. I was on them yerkies, so I was feeling good. So I'm like, why do you keep doing this? Why you always doing this? And when I tell y'all, that man put his hands on me, like he blacked out and put his hands on me. He pushes me up against the wall, and I'm like this, and I'm scared as hell. Like, I'm scared, y'all. And all I remember is he had his hand like this. His mama came in, she pulled him off of him. He did like this. He pushed her down, and then trying to grab my baby. I'm trying to leave. I ain't even had no diaper bag. I'm putting the baby in the car or whatever. I didn't even strap her in, y'all. I'm literally trying to just leave. So I just put her in the back seat of the car, and I run around to the front seat, and I'm trying to pull out. So I get in the front seat, and I'm trying to hurry up and pull out and drive. He grabs the back seat. He grabs my baby out of the car. So I'm trying to drive up or whatever so I can go back towards the house so I can get my baby. So as I'm going up towards the house, I see him with a log. And I'm like, where the fuck is my baby? The door was still open in my car, on the back seat door of my car or whatever. And he has a log, y'all. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I back up and I'm trying to pull back. He throws the log at my windshield. And I'm talking about, he threw the log at my windshield, and I'm crying. I'm like, where's my baby? Where's my baby at? So then his mom like, yo, get the baby off the ground. Get the baby off the ground. And I'm like, oh my God, did I hit my baby? I'm thinking I done hit my damn child. I just got done cooking, and I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know the part 9 because I know y'all been asking. But what I'm not about to do is keep telling y'all these stories. And I keep seeing all these views, but my likes are getting small. So do me a favor, go ahead and hit the like button right now, or I'm not gonna talk at all. And man, listen, you definitely wanna hear this. Hit the like button right now. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna wait. All right, thank you. I love y'all. Okay, so listen. When I kid you not, she came out the door. She's talking about something. The baby on the ground. The baby on the ground. I'm thinking I done hit my child, y'all. I'm thinking I done hit my child, so I'm panicking. I get out the car and I grab my phone. I'm trying to call the police real quick. I'm finna call the police. You finna go to jail. You finna go to jail. You just threw a log in my windshield or whatever. So then I call 911. And as I'm calling 911 or whatever, he's sitting there, he's talking all this mess, and I'm waiting on him to come. So I get off the phone, and then I call my friend so I can go stay at her house or whatever because my windshield was messed up or whatever. So then I'm calling my friend. As I'm calling my friend, he comes and he snatches the phone out of my hand and throws it on the ground. So I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I pushed him. So when I pushed him, I left like a scratch right here. He pushed me back or whatever, and then I'm trying to grab my phone, and the police pulls up as I'm trying to grab my phone. So as soon as the police pull up, he like, yeah, that bitch tried to run my baby over. She tried to run my baby over, but he calling me to be worried, y'all. And then that's why I threw the log at her car because I was trying to tell her so because she's trying to hit my baby. She's trying to hit my baby. I'm like, officer, he pulled my baby out of the car. And then he put her on the ground. I did not see her. I was trying to back out so I could leave because he was trying to throw the log at my windshield. And he still threw the log at my windshield as I was backing out. So why come the police taking his side? And when I kid you not, he was like, ma'am, can I see your driver's license? So I'm like, okay. So I grabbed from my driver's license. He was like, ma'am, do you know that hitting a child is a federal offense? Like, you can go to jail for that. And I'm like, I did not hit my child. He took my child out of the car. And I'm like, and he cracked my phone. And he threw a log at my windshield. And he still steady, like he finna try to lock me up. So I hopped in my car. I didn't even pick my baby up. I hopped in my car and the police was like, sir, do you want to press charges? Police like, you know, y'all both got scratches and stuff on y'all. He looks at him, he got a little scratch. Me, I got a goddamn bruise on me. I got scratches on me and my windshield is messed up. And I'm just like, he's the police that came worked that particular road. So they had to have known each other or whatever. Or maybe he was like trying to save, like, I don't know what it was, but I kid you not, that man was talking like he was finna try to lock me up. He just literally like tried to make everything die down. He was like, ma'am, do you have somewhere you can go so it don't be no more drama? Do you have somewhere y'all you can go so it don't be no more drama? And I'm like, what do you like? Yeah, I got somewhere I can go. So I'm calling my friend. So my friend like, yeah, just come over here or whatever. So he was like, she ain't taking my baby with her. She ain't taking my baby. And I'm just like, that's my child. I can take my child. He was like, ma'am, I think it's best that you leave the child here. So I'm just like, what? So I'm looking at his mama. His mama just standing there. Then he was like, sir, do you want to press charges on her? He was like, nah, I don't want to press charges. And he laughing, y'all. He is laughing. Nah, I don't want to press charges. Nah, you good. She just need to get out of here. That's it. So I'm just like, can you escort me or get a bag so I can get my stuff so I can leave or whatever? So I'm walking, I'm in pain, y'all. My back is hurting. Everything is hurting on me because I literally had a baby. I had a C-section, which is a major surgery, so I'm hurting. And he walked me to the back or whatever to go get my stuff. And then I'm getting my stuff, I'm trying to grab a baby bag or whatever. But the police was like, you don't need it, you don't need that. And I looked at her, I'm like, Miss such and such, can you please like tell him, let me get my child, let me get my child, let me get my child. She was like, let that girl get her baby, let her girl get her baby. So he let me get my child or whatever. So I get in the car. I just grabbed a couple things. I didn't even grab a lot of stuff because I was just ready to get the H up out of there. So I go to my homegirl house. So I'm telling her everything that goes on. She looking at me, she see my car, and she know a flock of dudes. Like she know all the thugs and all that stuff that be down there or whatever. So me and her went to school together, mind y'all. So I'm telling her about what happened. She was like, I can call my bros. I can call my bros so they can take it and get your stuff tomorrow. I'm like, please, because I need all my stuff so I can leave and go home by Friday or whatever. So then I called my dad. I told him about everything. He was like, man, you gotta stop messing. He fussing at me. You gotta stop messing with that dude. You gotta stop messing with him. I don't know why every time you keep going down there, it's always something. It's always something. Every time you go down there, that man is gonna kill you. That man is gonna kill you. And you need to get your baby. You need to get him out of there. You need to stop messing with him. I'm gonna send you a windshield. And you go get your car fixed so you can drive up here. I'm gonna have it delivered to his mama house. So the next day, when I tell y'all, the bros pulled up and I told them about who my boyfriend was. So they like, you talking about bro that be with Shawty? Bro that always be with Shawty? And I'm like, who? Why come they talking about the girl who I seen in the messages? Y'all, he talking about the girl that be in the messages. The one that gave him that one. So I said, what you mean? He be with Shawty all the time. He be messing with this girl. He be messing with this other girl that work at the chicken plant. He was like, nah, he messed with Shawty that's in the military. I always see him with Shawty. And I was like, how you, like, you know her like that? He was like, yeah, my bro, that's my bro cousin. And I'm like, you got her number? So they call her. I hops on the phone with her. And I'm like, you know, I'm cussing her out. Did you mess with her? I'm like, how you know him? How you know him? She was like, that's baby. We always together. He always at my house. He got clothes over there and everything. And I'm just like, that's baby. You the bitch that gave him the clap? So she like, what you know about some clap? Listen, that girl, we on the phone, and the stuff that I found out on the phone, she told me, she was like, yeah, I'm the one. I told him that I had to clap because my boyfriend, she said something like her boyfriend gave it to her and she gave it to him and he had to have gave it to me, but she told him, told him he had it or whatever and gave him the pills. She said that this particular doctor down there that will literally offer to give the person who's infected with you pills, like they will give you extra pills. whole time. And that's why when he showed me that daggone paper, that's why the results went up. That's you mean to tell me my baby daddy was a side piece to this girl. She caught it from her boyfriend. He caught it, gave it to me, and was cheating on me with 2 girls to my knowledge. I didn't even know he was still messing with this girl, y'all, until that day. So I'm like, okay, thank you, baby, thank you. And I hung up with her. I wasn't even mad at her. I'm mad at him. I'm talking about I'm belligerent, y'all. So I'm like, yeah, let's go get my stuff. So I'm talking about it's a flock. It's like 5 dudes with me. So we pull up to his mama house. When I tell y'all, he was mad as. Okay, y'all, so we pull up and I don't see his truck outside. So we pull up and we parked in the front of the driveway, like on the side of the street type deal, in front of the mailbox. So bruh stood outside the car and watched me go inside. So I go inside and I see the windshield on the floor in the living room. So I go to the back towards his room. And I go in there, I'm trying to get my stuff together, where just trying to grab a couple items so I can just, start loading my car up. So when I go in the room, he in there talking something, where the H you think you going? Where the H you think you going with your whole ass? So I'm just like, I'm gonna go home. Hey, who is you talking to? Like, don't say nothing to me. With your O ass. So then, and I'm saying okay. So then I grabbed a couple things and I'm walking and I got some of my stuff, some of my baby stuff in my hands, and I'm walking back to the front. And I was finna tell the dudes to come inside to get my windshield or whatever, because I know it was gonna be too heavy. So I walked to the door and he walking behind me, just talking so much mess, just talking all this mess. I'm like, you need to shut the H up. As I get closer to the front, to the door, and I'm like, you need to shut the hell up talking to me, because I get somebody to beat your. And he was like, ain't nobody gonna touch me, ain't nobody about their life with your and then he see dudes standing outside the car talking about something. Oh, I knew you was old. I knew they ain't my baby. I was like, stop playing with me. This is your baby. Stop playing with me. You don't think I was with it. And you know that's just your baby. You signed a birth certificate for you to feel like it wasn't your baby. Why you signed a birth certificate? And you the side. Ain't you a side? They caught and gave it to me. Now stop playing with me. And then dude like, little baby, you good, little baby? And he was like, little baby, she good. So then I'm like, I'm good. I walk up to them and they start walking towards me to help me get the stuff out of my hands. So and then y'all, when I tell you all the rest of them dudes got out that car, he was like his whole demeanor changed, like the whole little angry stuff. The whole demeanor changed, y'all. So then they helped me get my stuff. They walking all up in the house, getting the stuff. And then he just sitting there like, I'm talking about he didn't say not a word. And I was like, are you quiet now? That's what I thought. I'm just talking stuff. So then they helped me load my car up, and then we left. We pulled off, and they followed me to this man named John's house who's gonna install my windshield. So we pull up to John's house so my windshield could get installed. And he called. I'm talking about he blowing my phone up. I didn't answer the phone, y'all. I ended up getting my windshield fixed, and I ended up going back home to Atlanta. I was like, I'm done. I'm not dealing with him no more. He ain't got nothing. I'm back home in Atlanta. I wasn't working, but I was going to school. I had transferred my campus school to online school, so I'm going to school or whatever. I'm staying with my dad, me and my baby, and we just chilling. So he was blowing my phone up. I had blocked him. I wasn't answering no emails or anything. So then his mama started calling me. I wouldn't answer her call either, because where was you when he was telling the police all them lies? You didn't take up for me. When he threw that log on my windshield, you weren't taking up for me, so I'm not talking to you either. Like, and you raised that. Like, I'm not talking to you. So I wasn't talking to her. So then she calls my stepmama phone. So my stepmama done talk to her, whatever. Then my stepmama coming to me and talking to me like, that is her dad. So you need to, let her, maybe we could set something up to where it's all of us and he just come visit. And we'll do a dinner, and your dad gonna be there. So I know he ain't gonna be acting like that. She said she gonna make sure he on his best behavior and all this stuff. So I'm like, I think about it. So I thought about it. I gave it like 2 days, and I was just like, I guess y'all can set something up. I'm not putting no food stamps in it. I'm not doing nothing. So I guess y'all can set something up. So they end up coming up or whatever. My stepmom, my dad, they had cooked and stuff. So they come over. His auntie, his mama, and him. So I'm not saying nothing. I'm not making no eye contact. I'm not saying anything. I felt him looking at me, but I wasn't looking at him. I was just like, here go the baby or whatever. And I went back upstairs. I stayed upstairs and I just let them do what they was doing. It wasn't no conversation. So when they got ready to leave, I came down to get my baby. And when I grabbed my baby, he touched my hand, and I looked at him and he looked at me, and he was looking at me, and I looked at him, and he was looking like kind of sad, like he wanted to say something to me. And to me, it felt like he wanted to apologize, but he didn't have the courage to. So that kind of bothered me. So then that night came. I had checked my email, and he emailed me. He was like, why you was looking at me like that? And I was like, what you mean? Why I was looking at you like that? Why was you looking at me like that? You want to touch my hand. So he was like, yeah, I wanted to apologize to you. And I was like, well, you should have said that. So we talking, and he was like, yeah, I apologize for everything. Like, it was wrong for me to throw the log into your windshield. How much you had paid to get it fixed or whatever, because I seen your money for it. So I'm like, shit, $300. Send me my money. I didn't have to pay for the windshield, but to get it repaired. So back then, y'all know we used to Western Union. So he Western Union me the money. So I'm like, oh, and the baby need this, the baby need that. So he's sending me the money. Oh, and also when they came, they had brought some diapers, and I think they brought like a bag of clothes or something from Walmart or whatever. It don't matter where it was from, but they bought some stuff. So I'm like, all right, thank you. So then time went on. We co-parenting and stuff. He asking to get the baby, but I'm like, nah, you gotta, you can come, y'all can do it how y'all did it before. I just won't be around. So they came up like about 3 times, and I wasn't around. I wasn't in the vicinity, but I just see him when he leave. So then on that 3rd time, like my baby had to be like maybe 6 months. No, I'm lying. She was 5 months the last time he came to visit. So the baby was 5 months old. He had messaged me. He was like, "Ma'am, can you please call me? Can you unblock me so we can talk? Can you unblock me so we can talk?" So I had unblocked him, and I said, "You can call me," and I answered the phone. So then he was like, "Man, is it some kind of way where you can come visit, and like I pay for your gas or whatever, and I pay for your for your way to come stay or whatever. But can you come visit, so I can see the baby more or whatever?" And I was like, when? So the date that he asked for me to come down there, I was on break. So I think it was my fall. No, it was my summer break. So I went down there, and I had put a job application in before I had left, y'all. So when I was down there,